My name is Doctor Who.
It's not, is it?
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. Now, my original plan was to open this particular podcast with a poem done in a Cyberman voice. Oh, the hilarity. The poem would be To His Coy Mistress. The reason I've chosen that is because that's where the title of this week's Doctor Who episode comes from. Had we but world enough and time. Yeah, now, halfway through this poem, because I must admit I'd not come across it before. Now, bear with me, I don't normally jump into this. There's a line about conversion of the Jews, very politically correct. But after that, we've got the most Doctor Who line from any poem ever. My vegetable love should grow. If that's not a reference to the Fifth Doctor, I don't know what is, and perhaps that is the big mystery. The next Doctor is Peter Davison. Oh yeah, we've sorted it. We've got past all of the intrigue, past all of the mystery. We're in there. That's it. Thank you very much. No, I won't bother doing any of that. And I won't bother talking like this. Because that's kind of a waste of time as well. Because you're pushed for time and so am I. So let's crack on and talk about something that has anticipation written all over it. Because you know what? Episode 2 can't possibly be as good as Episode 1. Can it? You see, we should be grateful we've had such a brilliant episode of Doctor Who. We should be enthusing, we should be dancing, we should be doing some sort of the robot or doing that Mo Farah thing. But no, as Doctor Who fans, we sit there going, that was fantastic, that was brilliant, it's all going to be rubbish next week. And you know what? That's us. We are our own worst enemies. That is the t-shirt I need to be wearing, my own worst enemy. Or perhaps that's just the name of the album. So, it's a 1600 poem about some woman. Yeah, fair enough. But there are some huge concepts going on here. Proper sci-fi, proper old school, Chris Bead smiling sci-fi. Oh yeah. You've got a 400-mile long spaceship. I don't know why they're still using miles. Perhaps that's a Mondasian thing. Yes. Now, there are people, and admittedly, someone who lives in the back of my head is one of them, who kicks off and goes, do we need another Genesis of the Cybermen? We've had 2. But we haven't really, have we? We haven't seen them convert. And let's face it, the horrifying bit about Cybermen is the actual conversion process. It's not the Cybermen turning up and shouting, excellent, and all that business. No. The horrific bit of the Cybermen is turning us into them. Once they're them, they're just a more robotic threat. They're just thousands of people that you can knock over like Skittles. See next time trailer for that. No. You see, I've got 2 pages of notes. And what I've done is I've gone off topic way early. Oh yeah. This is structured in a completely jazz type way. No, it's worse than that. It's worse than jazz. So, you've got your big concepts, you've got your black holes, you've got time at one end of a spaceship differentiating from another end of the spaceship. I'm not quite sure of the maths, but I'm sure either someone's worked it out or the figures that we've been given are just a bit spurious all round. Yes, we've got some non-linear storytelling. We open with an apparent regeneration. But what we actually open with is the Doctor pushing his hands into the earth with some regeneration energy. We've also got the Doctor pushing his hands into different earth using regeneration energy in a completely different next time episode. Interesting. For me, what that means is that the Doctor is making the spaceship have extra energy in order to pull away from the black hole, or perhaps he's giving it energy to go into the black hole so that it can be destroyed and thus destroy these extra new Cybermen, and so on. How there's all brand new Cybermen in next week's story is beyond me, and that's more likely to be a whole, Last of the Time Lords kind of a spoilery thing. Oh, you see, I can't help myself. We're just waiting for the disappointment to come and get us. So, Genesis of the Cybermen. Yes, we've had spare parts. Yes, that takes place on Mondas. Yes, it is one of the all-time greatest Big Finish stories ever. And at the moment, it's on special offer from Big Finish. If you haven't heard spare parts, stop listening to this. Go to the Big Finish website, buy it, download it, listen to it, smile, think it's the greatest audio ever, because it kind of is. It's as dark and as depressing and as awful as this particular story. No, seriously. If you enjoyed this, go away and buy spare parts. That's an origin of the Cybermen taking place on Mondas. This is an origin of the Cybermen taking place near Mondas, or on its way to or from Mondas. That's never quite made clear. Or if it is made clear, I kind of missed it. Are they on their way to Mondas to pick people up so they can leave? How are they paying for the ship? Doesn't matter. Because clearly somebody else has built it for them. I do like the way that there isn't actual gravity on board each of the individual levels, but all of the stuff is at the back of the ship so that the force of the ship moving forward provides the gravity for each of the individual levels, which is fine unless there's a massive black hole altering space-time in front of you, which means everything would the gravity would cancel itself out, so you'd have to build on the ceiling and then move everything round. Or, you see, if you're going to introduce a massive sci-fi thing like a massive black hole, you have to play the full game out. You can't just pick and choose which bits of the science you want. Well, you can, because let's face it, let's use the word kids show, shall we, so we can get away with it. Kids show, leave it there. Now, of course, it's just the sheer beauty of this story. The director has produced something gorgeous. Yes, all of the things in the back of my head were going, oh, is this a bit Silent Hill? Because, I scared myself witless on the PlayStation with that. Oh, yeah, that was terrifying. Silent Hill. When you hear that radio crackle and you disappear into that parallel world, but then, of course, you've got your Fallout boys, you've got all sorts of stuff. It's nice to reference. You've got your Resident Evil. You've got that lovely 1950s aesthetic, all working together in harmony. Right. There are many, many podcasters out there, and many people on forums who will go, oh, I figured out it was the master all along. And all I was thinking all the way through was somebody's been watching Babylon 5 a lot, haven't they? Isn't that Zathras? A really unconvincing accent. I didn't put two and two together when the pieces were in front of me. They showed me a picture of John Sim. He's playing the master, and I didn't think, somebody's been dressing up, haven't they? I am so thick. Seriously. When I watch Doctor Who, my brain just goes into neutral and I just kind of let it wash over me the first time. I was surprised. I was surprised by the unconvincing accent. I actually thought to myself, this is truth. I thought to myself while watching it, you know what? I must find out who that actor is. I wonder if it's the same person who played Zathras. You absolute imbecile. It's not good. I should be better than this. I should be more, just better. So, we've got the cyber sock puppets back. And I am so happy. I really am. I'm not over the moon about there being two masters, but if it's even remotely as good as the two masters story were in, Big Finish, I'll be a happy bunny. I can't see that happening, but that's fine. Because, as always, audio Doctor Who for me is better than TV Doctor Who for everyone else. It's just how things are. I'm sorry, I'd like to pretend that it is, but it's not. And also, my wife, who is definitely not one of the we, she fell asleep in the story. That's how good she thought it was. So let's not fool ourselves into thinking that we're all home and vigorously toweling ourselves off. To quote Douglas Adams. Of course I've missed out the huge thing, haven't I? The massive thing, the thing that we all have to discuss. The death of a companion. Now, everyone is going to die. Everyone, right? But apparently for us it only counts if it happens on screen. Yes, Rory and Amy died. I'm using the rabbit ears. And then, of course, they had to live out their whole life in America, in New York. Yeah. So they got to live happily ever after and die. And Clara, she died. She got killed by a raven. And then, of course, she got to live happily ever after, travelling the universe with me. And then eventually giving up and dying. So that's a happily ever after and death combo. Now, with Bill, we know that she's not hanging around to play Bill. Yeah, because we've all got our little theories. And that's it. We know that she's either got 1 week left or no weeks left. She might be in for Christmas. You just don't know. And God knows what they're doing with the Christmas special. There's all sorts of stuff I've heard about Bradley turning up. And I've just got questionable stuff about going that. But let's not have a First Doctor crossover. Let's not go down that road. Let's face it, we've also got a Christmas special which has to tick those boxes. And you know what? I'm distracting myself, aren't I? I'm talking about the Christmas special so that I don't have to think about next week, so that I don't have to think about the massive hole in Bill's chest. So that I don't have to think about Master, Missy, the scariness, the fact that Gomez says she won't be around either. It's a big, big changeover that's coming. It's very worrying. Now, if John Sims gets to be primary space master for the next incarnation of the Doctor, in that case, you've got an issue, because they won't be able to kill off the Master. It'll be Anthony Ainley all over again, because you know that eventually that Master will become Missy, unless, of course, it happens in this story. Oh, yeah, that's something else we'll have to deal with. I wouldn't bring John Sim back just for the one story, though, would you? It apparently happened a long time ago. Oh, the reactions, so much. You see, I'm just going off at a tangent. But we have got an apparent death of companion. Massive hole in the chest. We've got the cyborg thing. But you know what? What will stay with you? What will make you lie there at night terrified? It's the voice box. It's turning the volume down on the pain. It's the fact that they're wandering around with ZX81 voice boxes and they're just going pain or kill me. And they're turning them into Cybermen. Because if Bill had tried to escape, well, she might have managed it. That's terrifying. The time differential is gorgeous. Basically, you've got The Girl Who Waited going on, but better. And the fact that they filmed the stuff outside in the streets of Cardiff being the industrial zone. It's all a bit, crystal maze, but let it go. Let it go. Did I enjoy it? Without question. Is it the best of this series? Yes, but with reservations, because we haven't seen part 2. We don't know where it's going in our hands. And our hearts are in our mouths because we don't know where it's going. I can't wait till Saturday, but then again, I suspect neither can you. So, let's all find out what happened on floor 570. Let's all bow our heads to the exciting world of Doctor Who, because I know we don't have long left with you, Mr. C, but it's been glorious. So, bring on the last episode. Let's see if you do another fake out for your regeneration, which makes sense because the rule of 3 is 2 fake outs and a real thing, and that's fine by me. But some people will say it's just a repeat of stuff you've seen before, but you know what? After 53 years, everything is something you've seen before, only now it just looks shinier. The idea of reusing the sock puppet Cybermen was glorious. Bringing the strange new world Cybermen into it next week worries me. But then again, part 2's always very different. So, I'm going to play you the trailer for Spare Parts. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you don't own it, you're missing a treat. So until next time, when I'm probably going to be talking about Doctor Who, be seeing you.
Doctor Who. Spare Parts.
It's taken 6 years training, but the sky's the limit today as mankind sets out on its mission to see the stars.
This area is restricted to civilians.
Why? What aren't we supposed to see?
I saw your friend. Seemed like an amiable chap.
The Doctor?
At Dodds.
What were you doing there?
What's happening?
Oh, power cut. Just when I got the lights on.
Sounds like your society's in its death throes. Not the end of the world. You could be right. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Mondas doesn't have a future after all.
Emergency generators! Get the backup generators running!
Keep moving.
It's too dark to see!
No one leaves! No one!
Dr. Van Allen, you are relieved of your duties.
How dare you, Zheng! All this is my work! I created you!
And I am superior to you. Be proud while you still have have the capacity.
That travesty that was once a human being is part of me. I don't know how long it'll take. I'm not even sure I want to stop it. But I can give you a wake-up call. It's up to you, not me, to change things and stop this horror once and for all.
Clear these streets. Return to your homes. There is nothing to see.
On the 2nd of September 2017, Hooverville 9 will be with us. William Russell, the man who was Ian Chesterton and still is on Big Finish. Carol Ann Ford, Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter. Nicola Bryant, Perry. Toby Haydock, DVD Extras Man and everyone's favourite racist barman. Jessica Martin, Fraser Hines, Jamie. Phil Ford, Michael Pickwood, Philip Hinchcliffe and Matthew Dale are just some of the names who'll be appearing at Hooverville, the biggest little Doctor Who convention ever. Visit hooverville.org to get tickets. See you then. That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance. Had we but world enough and time, this coyness, lady, were no crime. We would sit down and think which way to walk and pass our love's long day. Though by the Indian Ganges side shouldst rubies find, I, the tide of Humber world, complain. I would love you 10 years before the flood. And you should, if you please, refuse till conversion of the Jews. My vegetable love should grow